Okay, so I think based on the last meeting that I had with main office, okay, they're already scheduling for your exam. Okay, so right. Okay, let's check who's here. Hey, Kathleen, nandito. Email. Are you here? Okay, baka na lang camera. Everybody turn on cameras para we can check attendance. Okay, Cyrus.
Morning, Chef. Nag-e-echo, Chef, yung mic niya.
Ano yan?
Nag-e-echo po. Nag-e-echo po. Yes po.
Ay, ito dalawa. Okay, yan. Okay na?
Okay na po.
Okay, thank you. Boss pa rin dalawang mic. Hey, Cyrus. Jeff, you're here.
Morning, Chef.
Morning. Leo.
Good morning, Chef.
Jay. Morning, Jay.
Morning, Chef.
Jay, shade ka siya na. Parang ubos na ubos ah. Hey. Kate, here. Jen, good morning. Clint, good morning. Sandra, morning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so maraming wala. Okay, Mitzi. Mitzi, you're here.
Good morning, Chef.
Good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's check. Okay, 8. Okay, so let me just take a screenshot. Alright. Okay, so you can turn off your cameras already. Okay, so today we will do a review. Okay. Okay, so we need to go back to our day 1. Okay. So okay, for your exam, coverage of your exam pretty much are all the topics that we discussed. Okay. So medyo mahaba-haba kasi looking back at your classroom, okay, so Google Classroom, you have 90 plus modules that you guys need to review, okay. So I'm trimming it down, okay, in our lecture, okay. I will show you first your classroom, okay, para you have an idea. Okay, so in terms of your classroom, okay, so you can see that I've uploaded some major topics. Okay, this is Exam Reviewer 1. Fundamentals pa lang tayo of culinary. Okay, so you have your kitchen hierarchy, roles and responsibilities, food safety, so kasama dito yung HACCP and ServSafe. You have your knife skills, so make sure that you guys know all the measurements, stocks, broth, and mother sauces and derivatives. Okay, so we will run through all 5 topics very, very quickly. Okay, just to brush up on your on our review. But I'm expecting that you guys do a full review and do your own research on the following. Okay, so ito yung mga topics natin that we will try to cover. Okay, for our reviewer. Okay, this is just part 1 of I think 3 review modules. Okay, so we will do 3. If we can do 4, better. Okay, para at least we can brush up on everything. Okay, but our first 5 topics, we will just do a very, very quick review on each topic. Okay? So hindi na ako masyado mag-detail kasi I'm assuming that we've discussed this before, and this is just a recap. Okay, let's start first with kitchen hierarchy. Okay, kitchen hierarchy, module 1. Okay, so your kitchen, okay, follows a parang military structure. Okay, so our military structure is called a kitchen brigade. Okay, so your brigade system is a way of staffing in the kitchen. Okay, you have a parang pyramid style of kitchen brigade system, each one having their own tasks and specific workstations. Okay, so usually it has roughly around 27, pero some would have more than 27 positions, or some would settle with just a limited number of positions. Okay, so that's your brigade de cuisine. It was introduced by Escoffier. Okay, Escoffier is one of the founding members of modern culinary. Okay, so do your own research on who Escoffier is. Okay, there are three founding members of culinary. Okay, Escoffier is one of them. Okay, he's a French restaurateur, French chef, a culinary writer, and he's one of the founding members of modern culinary. He invented and created the structure of the kitchen brigade, the kitchen system. Okay, it's a military based hierarchy. Okay, so okay, from here another founding member. Okay, si Marie Anton Carem. Okay, lalaki to, Marie Anton Carem. Okay, another founding member that you guys want to research on and brush up on. Okay. In terms of kitchen hierarchy, okay, so this is a sample of the kitchen brigade. On top is your executive chef, or chef de cuisine. Okay, executive chef followed by your sous chef. Okay, and then you have your deputy chef. You have your chef de parties under. You have your commis, your line cooks, so everything. Okay, so to give us an idea of this kitchen brigade system, let's go back to one of our previous clips. Okay, this is the history of the kitchen brigade.
Welcome to the Auguste Escoffier School of Culinary Arts. The culinary field is a fast-moving world where skill, passion.
Actually, we can skip this now. Kasi you guys watch this now. Let's do this now. I will show you some new clips.
Roles in the kitchen. Knowing your kitchen. The term chef is used to describe a person who cooks professionally for other people. In order to do this effectively, it is important to understand how your kitchen is structured, understand the functions of the different areas you may work in, and know how to use equipment correctly. Roles and responsibilities. When you work in a kitchen, you will work as part of a team, which is often referred to as a brigade. Within most kitchens, there will be a specific chain of command indicating the different levels of authority within your kitchen. The different levels of authority are identified by the job title and indicate the different levels of skill of each chef. Kitchen porters. How to get started as a kitchen porter. You will need to be physically fit, have a strong interest in kitchen work, with a thorough approach to work, and be able to perform well under pressure. A kitchen porter is primarily responsible for ensuring kitchen cleanliness, basic food preparation, and maintaining kitchen organization. Some workplaces may look for employees that meet secondary education requirements. However, don't worry if you don't have this. Physical fitness and a strong interest in kitchen work are often enough to get your foot in the door. Kitchen porters are always in a kitchen, but these kitchens can be in hotels, restaurants, hospitals, or even cruise ships. Each industry offers different kitchen sizes, scales of production, and pressures that accompany the job. The turnaround in the cooking industry is high, meaning that kitchen porters can progress to a kitchen assistant. After experiencing success as an assistant, employees may be presented with a chef position. Dedication to food and a willingness to learn are the quickest ways to climb the kitchen ranks. As a kitchen porter, you would expect a salary ranging from £13,000 to £18,000 per annum. Commis chef. How to get started as a commis chef. You will need a level 2 in food safety along with 6 months kitchen experience. You will also need a competent level of English and a level 3 advanced technical diploma in professional cookery with a city and guild qualifications and apprenticeship. Commis chefs assist different station chefs or chef de parties in the kitchen. They help prepare ingredients and do any task the chef de partie needs assistance with. In most kitchens, commis chefs are regularly moved around the kitchen so they will assist different chefs. This is a great way to try different workstations and discover if you have a preference to one kind of specialism. Being a commis chef helps you find out what type of a chef you want to be. Assisting in the food preparation process, cooking and preparing elements of high quality dishes, assisting other chefs, helping with deliveries and restocking, contributing to maintaining kitchen and food safety standards. As a commis chef, you would expect a salary between £16,000 and £22,000 per annum. Chef de partie. How to get started as a chef de partie. You will need a minimum of 3 years experience in a commis chef role, an NVQ qualification, and a city and guild qualifications and apprenticeship. A chef de partie runs a specific section in the kitchen and reports to the sous chef. The role is made up of many varying responsibilities, including preparing, cooking, and presenting high-quality dishes within that section, assisting the head chef and sous chef in creating menu items, recipes, and developing dishes, assisting with the management of health and safety, assisting within the management of food hygiene practices, managing and training any commis chefs, and monitoring portion and waste control. As a chef de partie, you get to oversee a section of the kitchen, be it pastry, butchery, fish, sauces, vegetables, and so on. Suitable for someone who has got bags of stamina and enjoys the fast pace of working in a kitchen. You also need to be able to stay calm and work as part of a team during a busy service. As head of your section, you need to be confident enough to manage commis chefs working with you and to give them clear instructions. As a chef de partie, you would expect a salary between £21,000 and £26,000 per annum. Sous chef. How to get started as a sous chef. You will need a level 2 in health and safety and a minimum of 2 years experience in a chef de partie role. A sous chef reports directly to the head chef. The role is made up of many varying responsibilities, including directing the food preparation process and delegating tasks, cooking and preparing high-quality dishes, assisting the head chef to create menu items, recipes, and develop dishes, supervising all kitchen stations, supervising, motivating, and working closely with other chefs of all levels, being responsible for health and safety. Ensuring food quality and excellent standards are maintained for all dishes created. Ensuring the kitchen meets all regulations, including sanitary and food safety guidelines. Rumor has it that it is the sous chef rather than the head chef who runs the kitchen. That is because in big kitchens at least, the head chef has other fish to fry. Certainly the role of sous chef is challenging, as you will be expected to make sure the brigade is producing top quality cuisine and that chefs with talent are trained and developed. In addition, you will have to take charge of the kitchen in the head chef's absence. Sous chefs have got where they are today by training on the job and taking every opportunity for work placements in top kitchens. However, formal qualifications will undoubtedly get you to the top faster. You can work your way up the ranks by taking the modern apprenticeship route as well as studying for NVQs or SVQs. Alternatively, you can study full-time at college. As a sous chef, you would expect a salary between £25,000 and £32,000 per annum. Head chef. How to get started as a head chef. You will need a level 3 in health and safety and a minimum of 2 years experience as a sous chef. A head chef role is made up of many varying responsibilities, including controlling and directing the food preparation process, approving and polishing dishes before they reach the customer, managing and working closely with other chefs of all levels, create menu items, recipes, and developing dishes, ensuring variety and quality. Ultimate responsibility for ensuring the kitchen meets all regulations, including sanitary and food safety guidelines. To be blunt, your menus will set the tone for the restaurant, and the quality and pricing of the food you produce could arguably make or break the business. Many head chefs have got where they are today by training on the job and taking every opportunity for work placements in top kitchens. However, formal qualifications will undoubtedly get you to the top faster. You can work your way up the ranks by taking the modern apprenticeship route, as well as studying for NVQs or SVQs. Alternatively, you can study full-time at college. If you are someone who hits the ground running at every shift, who enjoys the fast pace of the kitchen and can consistently produce top quality dishes under pressure, if you are a born leader who relishes taking responsibility for the running of the kitchen, but also knows when and how to delegate, then the head chef role is for you. As a head chef, your salary could be anywhere from £20,000 to £150,000 per annum.
Okay, so aside from the major roles, you have your kitchen porter, commis, CDP, sous chef, executive chef. Okay, you also need to know the different sections of your kitchen. Okay, so make sure that you review the different sections. Whenever for here, you have your chef de partie, you have your deputy chef, okay, your CDP, demi chef, and then your saucier, okay, your sauté cook. So ano yung responsibilities of your saucier? You have your entremetier, okay, so your legumier, okay, so vegetable cook. You have your rotisserie, okay, your roast cook, your grillman, okay, your grill cook. Okay, each one, okay, we'll not go through each one, but each one will have their own responsibilities. Okay, so you have your free-to-air, okay, your taga-frito. Okay, madali lang yun. Okay, patisserie, okay, patissier, okay, you have your other departments. Boulanger, butcher, okay, You have your grandmother, homie, apprentice, expediter. You have your kitchen helper, steward, dishwasher. Okay, so this module, okay, has been uploaded under topic 1 for your exam. So you guys need to review this one. Okay, so it's all part of the kitchen brigade. Um, it's all part of your kitchen hierarchy. Okay. Wait, let's see if I can show you another one. Okay, so make sure that you review everything. And then the kitchen brigade, okay, is compared to the modern kitchens now, they're affected by other variants. Okay, so your kitchen size, type of establishment, the new offering, size of operation. Before, people were following the positions very strictly. Okay, but now in modern kitchens, sometimes you just have an executive chef, and then you go straight to your chef de partie, and then you have your light cooks. Okay, so even though you have less positions in your kitchen brigade, you still follow the chain of command. So we will not go into the basic communication, teamwork, and professionalism characteristics. I'm assuming that you guys already know it by now kasi you've had experience na in your hands-on. Okay, so how to communicate properly in the kitchen. Okay, so these are things that we will not be covering already. Okay, so the modern kitchen, it's a deviation or it is still rooted in the classical brigade system. Okay, but two or more responsibilities are placed in a single person as compared to before, where everything falls on just one person, and then each one having their own responsibility. In some large-scale restaurants, hotels, and resorts, they still follow the classic kitchen brigade system and with 27 or more positions because it's easier to delegate to more people. More people are actually working on a single goal of pumping out consistent and high quality dishes every time. Okay, so minsan marami kayong tao sa kitchen, minsan konti lang ang kitchen staff. Okay, so this is a sample of how each position is covered. Okay, so you guys have questions regarding topic 1, okay, kitchen hierarchy, the brigade system, and the founding members of culinary. Man, clear, man, Mitzi, everything clear?
Yes, chef. Clear.
Okay. Guys, I'm assuming that you guys will do your own research. I've uploaded. I'll show you again. I'll show you again the class. Okay. I've uploaded materials for you to start your review. So with the kitchen hierarchy, for example, I uploaded the slideshow and also a clip on what you guys can review on. Okay. With some, I uploaded more materials. Okay, para you can just watch some of the clips as part of your review. Pero I'm assuming that you guys need to still do your own research para you get more information about certain topics. What I can give you are just general topics, okay, for you to review on. These are usually the topics that you can see in your exam. Your exam changes kasi. So it's not a one-time exam every time. Okay, so I can only give you pointers or sections which you can review on. Okay, most of the time they're not multiple choice. So medyo marami kayong enumeration. Okay, you need to identify and write down pretty much anong positions, anong hierarchy, and everything that they will ask you. Wala masyadong multiple choice in your exam. Okay, next topic. Okay, so we're done with kitchen hierarchy. Medyo mabilis kasi we need to discuss 5 topics. Okay, so I will not go into detail for each one. I'll just open this one. Next. Okay. The next topic for you guys to review is all about food safety. Okay. So, safe food preparation. Okay. So, what is involved with safe food preparation? Okay, some of the terminologies that you guys need to understand. Thawing. Okay. How to properly thaw things. Okay. Also remember the TDZ zone. Okay, if you guys still remember, okay, it's your temperature danger zone. This is where it's a temperature in between 40 to 130 degrees. Okay, so this is where bacteria grows 20 times faster than usual. Okay, so this is at around room temperature. So every time you thaw out things and it goes to room temperature, you need to cook it right away. Okay, so that bacteria doesn't start to grow and it might contaminate and cause illnesses to your guests. Okay, so thawing. Okay, okay, so part of food preparations is the importance of food preparations is to avoid illnesses, injuries, emergencies, and casualties. You need to understand what cross-contamination means and then how contaminants are being transferred from one platform to the other. Okay, so cross-contamination is a transfer of bacteria and contaminants from one surface, substance, or equipment, okay, to another by unsanitary handling procedures. Okay, so paano siya nata-transfer? Okay, how do you transfer your bacteria, the foods bacteria, and the equipment bacteria into other surfaces? Okay, so these are the common types. Okay, these are the types of cross-contamination. Cross-contamination can occur from food to food. Okay, it can also happen from equipment to food, and also from people to food. Okay, so food to food, very easy to understand. Whenever if you're cooking raw chicken, do not prepare it beside your vegetables kasi your raw chicken will have a bacteria called salmonella, okay, which is which can easily spread. Okay, so if you're cooking a salad, huwag na may batong yung raw chicken yung on top of your lettuce para it doesn't have any cross-contamination. Even your chopping board, if you do not sanitize your chopping board or your knife properly, you can actually initiate yung cross-contamination if you are not practicing, if you're practicing unsanitary kitchen procedures or processes. Okay? So, another food to food. Okay? So, yung mga mixing of hot food and cold food, or yung mga mixing of food that was cooked at a different batch, tapos mag-iinit ka na ba na bago you're adding it. Okay, so the new food that you've recently cooked will have less bacteria kasi it's heated, and then the previous batch would have already started bacterial growth. So you're actually spreading the bacteria from the old batch to the new batch. Okay, adding not so good quality ingredients. Okay, so milk, okay, leftover rice, soft cheese, deli meats, eggs that are not kept properly, poultry, seafoods, mixing it with your fresh. Okay, adding unwashed ingredients, unclean ingredients to your preparation can also cause food-to-food contamination. Okay, from equipment to food, very easy to understand. Utensils, countertops, chopping boards, knives that are not cleaned properly and sanitized properly might cause bacteria, and you might be spreading it to other ingredients. Okay, so when we are preparing something, make sure that you use the proper chopping board. You sanitize your knife every time you use it. Okay. So kasama dito, kunyari yung mga allergens. Diba? We had the discussion about allergens. Okay, yung may allergy sa nuts, may allergy sa shellfish, may allergy sa shrimps. Okay, when you cut it, hindi okay lang na punasan mo lang ng tissue knife mo. Everything is clean. Wala naman ako nakikitang nut oil. Okay, oil cannot be easily removed by wiping it. You need to wash it with warm water and soap and sanitize it to remove all the allergens from your knife and your chopping board. Okay, so those are examples of equipment to food. Okay, in your kitchen, siguro naman, hopefully you guys follow this one by cleaning your tables. Okay, I've seen in multiple times that I've been to your kitchen, okay, that you guys don't actually clean that much. Okay, laging pinapagalitan pa kayo na maglinis. Laging may nakita ko nakaupo, naglalabas ng phone, nagpipicture, pero ang dumi-dumi ng table. Okay, I usually ask the same people to clean. Okay, hindi pwede. Dapat everybody has a responsibility to clean. Scrub down. Okay, if ever you need to clean it right after. Okay, so these are the things that you guys need to be mindful of. Okay, kasi it's a cause of cross contamination. Okay, the last one is people to food. So sickness, COVID, all these things. You need to wear a mask. Always wear a hairnet. Okay, all those things. Perfumes, alcohol, okay, yung mga alcohol gel. Okay, despite there's possibility that it can contaminate food. Okay. Okay, proper washing of hands. Okay, this came out in one of the recent exams kasi it's related to COVID. Nakatawa kasi hindi lahat nakasagot on what's the proper procedure in washing hands. It's part of your COVID standard, parang safety protocol. Okay, so you guys need to memorize this: how long to scrub, and then what's the temperature of the water. Okay, simple questions lang. And how to dry. Okay, so warm water, 20 seconds at least. Okay, so that's 2 happy birthdays. And then dry with a tissue. Okay, disposable towels, not your hand towel. Okay, memorize also part of food safety, the chopping board, cutting board, color chart. Okay, color code. So raw meat, red fish, blue, cooked meat, yellow, salads, greens, vegetables, brown, bakery and dairy, white, and then your allergens. Orange, purple, orange. Well, nakita ko. Okay, so those are your basic food sanitation. Okay. There are 2 standards that we follow in the culinary field and actually in hospitality. These are 2 international standards that we need to be familiar and we need to memorize. Okay. First one is your HACCP. Okay. HACCP has 2 parts. Okay. HACCP is your hazard analysis. That's the first part. And then you have your CCP, which is your critical control points. Okay. I've uploaded the HACCP module. Okay. But in theory, okay, it's divided in 2 parts. Hazard analysis. This is where you check the possible risk factors that might cause injury, casualties, and contamination in the kitchen from start of delivery to the end process of serving your dishes. Okay? And then once you've identified those risk points, okay, so risky, yung pag upon delivery, upon receiving items, okay, this is where contaminants will come in. So we need to check on that one. Once you identified a possible risk point, okay, what are the procedures that you need to follow to make sure that no contaminants, no bacteria, no risk factors will come in after that checkpoint. Okay, so kunyari from delivery, if you find that your delivery is not delivered, if your food item is not delivered in the right temperature, you reject it. So it's already a critical point dun sa in the receiving part pala. Okay, so that's one of the principles. Okay, with HACCP, you have 7 principles. Conduct a hazard analysis. Okay, check muna, ano muna yung mga hazards. Okay, so kunyari sa uniform. Okay, hazard, yung hair falling into the food. So that's another hazard. Okay, so determine where to best put a checkpoint. So saan ba kayo maglalagay na checker for hairnet? Doon ba sa pauwi na yung mga staff? Or doon sa papasok pa lang yung staff? Siyempre, if you're using your logic and common sense, we put a checkpoint, a checker, when the staff enters the kitchen. Para ma-check mo kagad kung malinis ang kuko at may hairnet na suot. Okay, so doon pa lang pagpasok. Okay, so that's your second point, determining a critical control point, where to put the checkpoint. Okay, from there, you establish limits. Okay, paano kung kalbo? Para kan si Jay. Si Jay ba kailangan pa mag-hairnet? Okay, so yun yung mga limitations. If kasing linis na ni Jay yung hair, I don't think Jay needs a hairnet. Probably a minimum requirement na lang ni Jay is a head cap para lang to prevent sweat. But hairnet, I think Jay can live without the hairnet. So those are your limits. Okay, and then number 4, monitor. So you need somebody to monitor that everybody who has long hair is following the hairnet procedure. Okay, number 5, if I see somebody not following, you identify what are the corrective actions. Anong sanction? First time mo makita without the hairnet, what will happen? Second offense, third offense. Okay. Number 6, you verify if the system works. Okay. If sa tingin nyo, parang aside from the hairnet, kailangan din may nag-check ng mask. So you repeat the process and then you check everything. Okay, if it still works. Okay, or kailangan mo lang kalbuhin lahat para mag-work na walang hair in that fall down in your plate. Okay, so check if the system works. Number 7 is to document everything. Okay, I started my hairnet procedure on this day, and then the occurrence of hair falling na-reduce siya by 50%. So I still have hair falling. So saan sila nagagaling? Hindi ko pala na-check yung mga may bigote. So I review again and then do another analysis. So these are your 7 points. Okay, simplify. Okay, so number 1, conduct analysis. Number 2, determine your critical control point. Saan ka maglalagay ng checkpoint. Third, what are the limits? What are the restrictions? Fourth is you monitor if the procedures are being followed. Fifth, identify corrective actions if the procedure is not followed. Sixth is to verify if the whole system works from policy to corrective action. 7 is to document. Okay, simple, di ba? Simple lang. You just need to memorize this. Okay. Dali lang yan. Okay? Katie. Okay, as part of food safety, okay, we also need to understand proper time and temperature control. Okay, so kung meron tayong TDZ, okay, which is your temperature danger zone, we also have your TCS foods. Okay, yung TCS foods are your time and temperature control sensitive food items. Okay, so ito yung mabilis mapanis kapag placed in a temperature for a short period of time. Okay, so kunyari, beans, okay, milk. Pag na-open mo na ang milk carton at iwanan mo at room temperature, for sure, hindi yan tatagal ng 1 day. Okay, so you need to chill it down. So these are the sensitive food items, okay, that are, if exposed to the wrong temperature at a given time, it will spoil. So you need logic of your time and temperature control sensitive food items. Okay, so in terms of time and temperature control, we need to be mindful of the proper thawing. Okay, proper thawing, proper freezing, proper storing, and your freezer and chiller temperature. Make sure that you are following the proper temperatures for each. Okay, so you have your temperature control video, you have your thawing guide video. Okay, so I mentioned that you, in terms of food safety, there are two main standards that we follow. First one is HACCP. Okay, so making sure that you follow all the, we monitor all the hazards and risks, and make sure that we put in checkpoints so that these things cannot happen. Okay, the other standard for food preparation, okay, is called serve safe. Okay, how to safely serve food. Okay, simple, di ba? Okay, so with serve safe, important principle of serve safe falls under sanitation. Okay, cleanliness and sanitation. Okay, if we had yung color codes for our chopping boards, in terms of cleanliness, hindi pwedeng kahit anong basahan lang itong punas mo kung saan. Okay, so we also have color codes for your towels. Okay, so you have your yellow for low risk bathrooms. You have your general, usually for glass and mirrors. Yung blue, so sky. Okay, green is for kitchen, and then red is for high risk toilets and urinals. Okay, so these are your standards. Okay, for serve safe. So I would suggest that you guys just watch the serve safe clip so that you can have a better understanding about food safety. Okay, but for us, we will do just a reviewer. This is just a short clip of food safety.
This video is about preparing food safely. Topics covered are standardized recipes, critical control points, and corrective actions. Before preparing foods, refer to the standardized recipe for ingredients to be mixed. Check if all required equipment and food ingredients are available. Wash hands thoroughly and put on disposable gloves. Start with ingredients that have been chilled to the 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below. It is important to work quickly when handling refrigerated foods to keep them below the critical control point. Check expiration dates on prepackaged foods. Discard any expired foods. Inspect and dispose of any cans that are dented, heavily rusted, or if they have been frozen and improperly thawed, or stored at temperatures above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Wipe prepackaged foods and lids of cans before opening. Wash produce in a designated sink using clean cold water. Pre-washed produce does not need to be washed again. Cold foods have 3 critical control points: preparation, storage, and cold holding. Food storage limits are storage at 41 degrees Fahrenheit for a total of 7 days. Any longer and prepared cold foods must be thrown away. If storage temperatures are above 41 degrees Fahrenheit for more than 4 hours, prepared cold foods must be thrown away. Cold holding limits on salad bars, for example, are if the food is above 41 degrees Fahrenheit in the TDZ for 4 hours or more, it must be thrown out. When hot foods are cooked and served, the number of critical control points, or CCPS, can vary. Hot holding requires keeping the food temperature at 135 degrees Fahrenheit. There are 4 critical control points when hot foods are prepared one day, then cooled and reheated another day: cooking, hot holding, cooling, and reheating. Then hold the hot food at 135 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 ways to cause foodborne illness are cross-contamination and cross-contact. Cross-contamination is the accidental transfer of food pathogens, bacteria or viruses, from one food to another or from a surface to a food. Cross-contact is the accidental transfer of food allergens from one food to another or from a surface to a food. Transfer of pathogens or allergens may occur when 2 foods touch each other, called direct contact, and when equipment, hands, and utensils are not cleaned or gloves are not changed in between handling 2 different foods, called indirect contact. Review Module 2, Chapter 4, Preparing Foods Safely, in the Integrated Food Safety Training Manual before taking the quiz for this module. This video is an educational component of the Food Safety Training Manual. Funding has been provided by the USDA.
Okay, so TDZ, temperature, time, control sensitive food items, okay, cleaning and sanitation, this is all part of food safety. Okay, so kasama dyan yung cleaning and sanitation natin. Okay, so for cleaning, process of cleaning, you use warm water and soap to remove all large objects, large particles, and debris from your surfaces. Sanitation is you use chemical agents to make sure that bacteria and viruses are removed as well. Okay, so that's the second part. Yes, go.
Chef, yung ano kasi, yung for the exam ito, di ba, Chef? Saan
Yes.
mag-base yung mga details, Chef, sa book or dito sa ano? Kasi iba kasi yung sa libro, like yung sa TBZ, sa libro kasi is 5 to 60. Dito sa lecture natin is 5 to 57 Celsius. Tapos yung like yung sa color coding ng chopping board, iba rin sa libro, iba yung sa lecture natin. Saan mag-base yung exam?
Base it na lang from the book. Okay, kasi yung exam natin, yung gumawa ng exam natin, based it from the book.
Okay, thank you, Chef.
Okay, so pero kung nilalagay ng 5 to 57, it's still correct. So tama pa rin naman. Okay, so i-consider nila. Okay, but for to be more accurate, okay, we base it na lang from the book. Okay, kung meron lang differences.
Okay, thank you, Chef.
Okay, very good. Okay, now let's go to the third part. Okay, okay, third part. Okay, ito, feeling ko alam na naman to dahil matagal yun ang ginagawa in your hands-on. Okay, so knife skills. Okay, I don't need to discuss this much. Okay, knife skills. Okay, so with knife skills, the important part, okay, is one is you guys know how to cut properly. Okay, so kasama dyan ang grip. Okay, so yung grip nyo, okay, you need to be accurate. So this is Okay, this is yung ideal grip that we want our students to have. Okay, so yung pointer finger, okay, is and your thumb is controlling the blade. Okay, and then the rest is just assisting. Yung other fingers are just making sure that the knife is balanced, and then you have your claw properly placed. Okay, your claw should hit the side of the knife so that it can maintain a straight cut. It can also prevent it from slipping. Okay, so you guys need to follow this. Okay, so in terms of gripping, okay, wag yung may finger on top. Okay, so I don't need to lecture much on this one. Okay, okay, we go to knife cuts. Okay. At this stage, you need to memorize pretty much the sizing. Okay, the sizings of the different cuts. So what your bâtonnet is, your julienne is, your fine julienne. You guys did an assignment about this. You just need to recap lang. Okay, so your julienne, it's 3 mm by 3 mm by 3 cm, 3 to 5 cm. Okay, so the difference on mm to cm. Okay, so you just need to memorize this and make sure that you guys know how to cut properly. Okay, so from your tournée, your brunoise, your julienne, your bâtonnet, your fine julienne, you just need to know how to cut properly. Okay, I've actually added a nice video which is sharpening your knife skills. Okay, it's around 30 minutes. Okay, it's with Jack Pepin, teaching you how to cut different using different knives and cutting different fruits and vegetables. So I'll show you a clip. Okay, kasama dito ang chopping board and everything, so I don't need to. Okay, let's start here. How to use your
Basic
chef
thing that we
knife.
can show is slicing using the whole knife.
While they may not be as active as before, you can help make sure that they'll
And not putting so much pressure straight up and down, letting the knife do the work.
Right.
So let's do some cucumbers.
Yeah, cucumber is ideal for that.
That's me wanted.
You try not to do it with something round, so we're going to cut it. The first thing is that you peel that cucumber. When you peel anything long like this, first you cut the end of it, a carrot or whatever, to establish a platform here. And you do one streak. You know, one streak with that. I mean, you can do, like many people do, this, and then the other side, and cut the end of it. But usually you do one streak.
Right.
You know, of course, the idea here is that you have to hold the carrot or whatever you're holding. You have to hold it, make it roll on your hand. You know, the hand cannot be higher than that, so it has to stay this way.
Right.
So one platform, then you cut it in half. Then you, so another mistake is to try to do it this way. Use the edge of the knife, actually here, one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier to work with.
Use the edge of the knife to go here, turn around, the edge on the other side to go here. Instead of trying to go in the center, it breaks.
Yeah.
So this is the base. So that is good because it's flat, doesn't slide.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of beginning cooks will try and work with something round, and that's
Yeah.
an easy way to hurt yourself. So you always want to give yourself something that won't slide.
Yeah,
on the board.
that's it. It's like the petit rat de l'opéra, you know, the little finger on top of it here, the little dancer. So you glue that here. You go down and you cut. That hand is a dummy. This one does the whole work. If that hand doesn't work, nothing happens. If that hand works so it goes this way or this way. If that hand goes very slowly, and I get very, very, very thin slice, it go faster, you know, you hear the same sound, but it's going to go from this, you know, to this, to this,
Right.
to this.
So how
It's
you
basically the same thing.
how you creep with your non-knife hand determines how thick or thin it is.
Exactly the way you move your hand.
Right. Now, your fingers, it's going to feel counterintuitive for new cooks. When your fingers are up against the blade, it's actually the way to be safest
Yeah,
in
you
the
have to.
kitchen.
As long as you touch the knife, you won't cut yourself.
Right.
You
If
know.
your fingers are tucked in and your knuckles are up against the blade, there's no way you can hurt yourself. And it's what allows professional cooks to look at the camera while they're cutting because they know that their fingers are safe.
Yep. So again, this way or this way, and the speed. All right. So it's not a secret, you know. It's purely a question of practice. You practice a little bit. Anyone can do that, you know. Often people get very impressed with a chef, but the question is practice.
Okay, so we will not complete the clip. I've uploaded the link into your classroom. Okay, so you can use it na lang as a guide. Okay, so in terms of cutting, you just need to remember all the different knife cuts. Okay, and then you just need to practice. Okay, so I think you've practiced enough na in class. Okay, so let's do a rundown lang of things that you need to avoid. Okay, yung claw not moving, as shown. It will not cut properly. Okay, even if you have a very fast cutting knife cutting hand, if the claw doesn't move, it will not cut. Okay, fingers are exposed. Your chopping board is slanted. Using a dull knife. So all those things are things to avoid. Playing around with your knife, and then using your knife not as a knife but as a different tool. Okay, so very quick and easy lang on how you guys can learn all about knife skills kasi ginagawa nyo naman. Now to go into the more detailed sections. Okay. This will be part na of your fundamentals. Okay, so let's start first with your stocks. Okay, stocks and sauces. What do we need to review with your stocks and sauces? Okay, what are the different stocks? Okay, you need to stock training, but stocks, broths and stocks. Okay, so you have your white stock, brown stock, fish stocks, or fumet. Okay, or your bouillon, or bouillon. Okay. Or bouillon. Okay, so what are the different stocks? Okay, and then pretty much how to do them. How do you make a white stock? How do you make a brown stock? How do you make your fish stock? Okay, and then aside from stock making, so you've had an experience in making your stock. Okay, what are the basic ingredients of your stock? What's the basic component of your mirepoix? Okay. What's the percentage? So it's 2 parts onions, 1 part carrot, 1 part celery. Okay, what's the difference between your mirepoix and your sofrito? Your Spanish sofrito is you add 1 part tomato. Okay, for your sofrito. Okay, you also have your other types of sofrito. So ang kailangan mo lang matandaan is your mirepoix and your Spanish sofrito. Okay. Remember also that you do not add salt to your stock kasi it's a base flavor for your soups and your sauces. Okay, so mirepoix. Okay. In terms of stock preparation, you pretty much follow the same procedure. Okay. So you start with the cold water. You want your bones to release their flavor, their oils, their protein gently. So you start with cold water so that it doesn't freeze up or it doesn't cook all the flavor. Okay, so you start with cold water, you simmer gently, okay, and then you skim. So dapat alam nyo what skimming is. That's removing the impurities that float on top, and you skim every 5 or 10 minutes so that you can have a very clear stock. Okay, strain the stock. Okay, you can strain it once or twice. Okay, to make it more as clear as possible, and then you need to cool your stock as quickly as possible too. How to cool your stock is to transfer them in small containers and then you cool them separately. Okay, so instead of putting an entire batch of stock na 50 liters in the chiller, it'll cool down very, very slowly. Put them in small containers, a lot of small containers, having siguro mga 1 liter each, and then the cooling time will be much faster. Okay, storing stock, and also how to degrease the pan. So degrease the stock. So degreasing the stock can you will experience this when you pull out your stock. So your fat will be a solid, solid sebo on top. How do you remove them? Okay, from your stock. Okay, so from your cooked stock. Okay, so cooling your stock, it's a two-stage process. You cool them down and then you transfer it to a smaller container so that it can cool down faster. Okay, so white stock, okay, is made from hindi siya laging chicken ang white stock. The difference of white stock and brown stock is with white stock, you blanch the bones. You wash it, you cut it up, okay, and then place them in a stock pot with cold water. Bring it to a boil, okay, and then you simmer it, okay, until you get all the flavors, okay, and then skim for the rice impurities, drain, and then you keep. Okay, so that's your white stock. You can use your beef, veal, or chicken bones. Okay. You also have your brown stock. Difference of brown stock, you can use the same bones, but here you roast or you sear the bones. Okay, usually it's roasting the bones before putting them in cold water. Okay, why? Because that caramelization, that extra roasting of the bones will produce a different type of flavor. Okay, so it will have that slight caramelization, slight Maillard reaction to your bones, and then you follow pretty much the same process of your white stock. So difference is with your brown stock, you roast the bones, okay, before you create your stock. Okay, so let's watch this next clip on how to make your stock. Parang refresher kasi you guys made your stock before.
Going to do a beef stock. I have an old video, standard definition that was 1080p or whatever it was called. I don't remember. But anyway, it's old. It's 10 years old. I got black hair. Look what happened. So we're redoing a new one, 4Ks. I think you're going to appreciate it. It's a new version. It's basically the same thing, but we needed to update the quality of it. So here it is. So I got beef bones. Believe me, that's not easy to find beef bone these days. You go to the grocery store and they give you beef bones with nothing on it. I'm telling you, you might as well put stone in it. It tastes the same. So you know what I did? I got some beef neck bone. Now you gotta have a relationship with a butcher, okay? They got beef neck bone. Look at how much meat there is in those bones. I mean, and you know what I got also, friends? I got scraps, meat scraps. And this, every time I do a beef tenderloin, every time I do a New York strip, every time I do anything, meat scraps. Put them in there. Don't worry about it. No, nothing's going to happen to it. Okay? You got a lot of fat in there, but don't worry about the fat. The fat is... If you can only use the white and the green, light green part is better. But if you do beef stock, we're gonna cook it for minimum 5 hours. I like to cook mine overnight. Cook however you want it, but if you have cats and dogs, watch it. Because while you're sleeping, they're gonna go and check out the beef stock. So I cook mine very, very slowly overnight. You cook yours for at least 5 hours. So if you cook it at least 5 hours, the green part is gonna get sweet. Otherwise, it's very bitter. Try to buy a leek that has got as white leaves as possible. See, light green and white. And then what else we got? We got thyme. We're gonna put a little bit of thyme leaves in there, a couple of bay leaves, and 17 peppercorn. Okay, 14 is okay. I don't care. Just a little bit of peppercorn in. And no salt. Remember, we don't put any salt in our stock. And a lot of people say, why don't you put garlic in it? Well, you can put garlic if you want, but that would mean that everything will have a garlic flavor. That means everything you serve has a garlic flavor. I'd rather use my garlic in the dish that I'm going to prepare. Because stock is not something you drink. It's not a finished product. It's something you're going to use to make a soup, a sauce, a stir. You're going to use it to make a dish. That's when you put your garlic, not in the stock. That's why you don't put salt. Because you preserve it in the freezer, so you don't need salt. You put the salt in the dish you're going to prepare. We're going to wait for the bones to roast. When they come out, we'll finish. We'll put it all in one big pot right here. I got a good stock pot. All right, so we'll be right back. Wow, I can smell the bones. It smells amazing in here. The Maillard reactions, the caramelization of those bones and those meats are amazing. Let's go and get them. Let's go and get them. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Let me just close my oven. Let me tell you, friends, this right there is what you're looking for, okay? Look at this right there, friends. You see, some of you may think, oh, my God, it's burned. No. It's caramelized. That's what we want. We want that caramelization. We want that tomatoes a little caramelized right there, that bone right there. Let me tell you something. This smells like $1 million in here, friends. And this is what, now, I know it's not going to be exactly easy for you to find the bones. I'm very aware of that because I went to many stores and see, as a commercial chef, we have supply and they give me 100-pound of bone and they give you 100-pound of bone. They give you the neck bone, they give you the shanks, they give you whatever they can find you. It's got a lot of marrow in there. But the neck bones are wonderful. It's got a lot of meat in it. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I don't think the meat in the bone is used for nothing. So it's perfect for stock. And and it still remains a little inexpensive. But see right there, beautiful golden brown. That's what you want right there, folks. Right? And then what you want to do is you want to put all that in there. So get whatever kind of, and see, this is all mixed crap. This is tenderloin. This is any kind of beef trimming that I have. Whenever I trim my beef, I put it in a freezer right there. Okay? And then what I'm going to do now, I am going to take a little bit of water to deglaze this right there. And then we're going to take this and we're going to put it in there. There's not much caramelization right there. It's all mostly on the bone. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it in here anyway, just like this. So put as much as you can as far as the bones is and the meat is. More you have, more flavor you're going to get. It's really that simple, right? What do we put on there? Get celery. Every stock basically has got the mirepoix, right? Onion. You could certainly caramelize your onion if you want in advance before. It's a wonderful way to do it. Also, you can caramelize them, saute them in a pan or saute them in this pot right there. It also gives you some extra flavor. But I promise you, after you cook them at night, they're going to be beautiful too. Some carrots in there. And leeks. Don't forget the leeks, friends. Okay, leeks. Try to get as wide of a leek as you can. If you can get them wider, the sweeter. Don't worry too much about the dark part of the leaves, because when you're making beef stock, you're going to cook it at least 5 hours. If you cook it for 5 hours, trust me, that's going to become nice and mild. Right? Put that right in there like this. All the leeks in there. We just wash them, they're wet. When it comes to seasoning of a stock, no salt. Never put salt in the stock. Okay, you don't need salt in the stock. This is not a soup. This is a stock, which means you're gonna put the salt in whatever dish you're gonna use. Same thing with the chicken stock, right? Thyme. I put thyme in there because thyme is very floral. and thyme goes with everything. It's very in the background, very floral, very gentle. A little bit of peppercorn, 12 peppercorn, and a couple of bay leaves, and you fill it up with water, friends. Cover the vegetables with water. If you don't like the tomatoes, don't put it in there in the stock. But let me tell you something, you're not going to regret it, I promise you. What you want to do here, I don't have enough water here, but you want enough water to cover all of your vegetables and your bone. Let me explain what happened, folks. You see, this is the stock we've been using. I've been using this for 50 years. Let me tell you how many wonderful meals that has created. And the reason why it's so beautiful and thick like that, you see the thickness of this thing right here? The reason why it's beautiful and thick like this, friends, is because of the tomato puree or paste that you put in here. That's going to give you a nice thickness. You don't want a tomato in there, don't put it in there. But I promise you, it gives you a beautiful thickness. It's worth it. You make a beef stew with this, amazing. Fill it up with water, bring it to boil, reduce it very, very slowly. Bloop, 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 bloop. Not like bloop, 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 bloop. If you if you cook it too fast, it's gonna get all cloudy, and you're gonna lose some of its values. You're not reducing, you just cook it nice, good, slowly. If minimum 5 hours. If you don't have if you can't cook it overnight, I like to cook it overnight. I put it on the stove, very, very low, 1 or 2, cook it overnight. The next morning, I lost a little bit of volume, but it's beautiful reduced. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do like we do with a chicken stock. You're gonna take it, strain it all, get rid of the bone, get rid of everything. Nothing has flavor anymore. If you cook it at least 5 hours, strain everything, put it in a container in the refrigerator overnight, minimum. 100% of the fat from the scraps and all that will rise to the top. Scoop it off, package it in 2-cup, 3-cup, 4-cup container, freeze it for 17 years. Freeze it for a long time, I promise you. In the refrigerator, no more than 4 or 5 days. So remember, you're not putting any salt. You just put the salt in whatever dish you're going to use it, because this is not a finished product. This is a stock. This is a beautiful beef stock recipe. Make it, I promise you, you won't regret it. You use it in any one of your sauces, you use it in any one of your stew. It's fantastic, and it's really easy to make. Don't forget, ring the bell if you like the video. Subscribe to our channel, we need subscriber. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Come back soon.
Okay, so review your stock making. Okay, how to make your white or brown stock, your fish stock. Okay, so pretty much they have the same. Process. Okay, so you have your fish stock. You use your bones, your fish, okay, crustaceans. Okay, okay. So for your fish stock, you also have your shrimp stock. Okay. And then you have your bouillon, okay, commonly used to poach fish, okay. So these are the things that you need, okay. Glaze also, and your consomme, okay. So hopefully, guys, remember how to create your consomme from your stock. So you're using your egg whites. The properties of egg whites that it can coagulate, it can group up all of the meat and all of the vegetables, and then you create a small hole, okay, so that it starts to clear up your stock. Okay, so your consomme. Okay. Coming from the stocks, okay, we will go to, okay, so this is yung stocks part 2, okay, but we will focus on the sauces part. Kasi most of the stocks, those of the sauces will include part of your stock. Okay, so sauces, okay, in our discussion, there are 5 mother classical sauces. Okay, so these sauces are usually coming from your stock with a thickening agent. Okay, so you need to have a good stock for you to have a very nice sauce. Okay, And then thickening agent, you need to know what type of thickening agent you will use. Okay, you have your roux. Okay, and then your roux has different colors based on how long you cook them. You have your white roux, your blonde roux, and your brown roux. Okay, so different colors yan. So you have your white on top, your brown, your blonde, and your brown. Okay, so iba-ibang color, iba-ibang flavor, iba-iba rin ang end color, end finished product. Okay, depending on what type of roux. Okay, roux is a type of thickening agent. Okay, and then for your roux, okay, you need to know how to incorporate your roux. Okay, without causing lumps. Ayaw naman natin na magkaroon ng buo na flour in our sauces. Okay, so we need to know how to incorporate it gently into our sauces. Okay, roux is not the only type of thickening agent. You also have your cornstarch. Okay, in you can see it in a lot of Asian cooking, what we call a slurry. Okay, you also have your liaison. Okay, this is where you use naman the properties of egg. Okay, as a thickening agent. Your beurre manier. Okay, it's a different way of adding flour and butter. Okay. And then you have your emulsifications. This is where you use naman emulsifying ingredients such as eggs and mustards, okay, to create a permanent or semi-permanent sauce. Okay, this is mainly used for dressings. Okay. So let's move from stock to your sauces. Okay, so you need to remember these 5 sauces. Okay, so aside from remembering the 5 sauces, you also need to remember and to do your own research on the derivatives from the 5 mother sauces. Okay, so a list of derivatives. Okay, this is your 5. These are your 5 mother sauces. Okay, so aside from memorizing those, you need to okay, you need to memorize also some of the derivatives like your bechamel. Okay, you have your Mornay, your Soubise, okay, your cream sauce, your cheese sauce. These are all derivatives of your bechamel. Okay, so for velote, okay, so you have your supreme sauces, okay, Ivory, Hungarian, okay. Do your own research on how to make these ones, okay. Just memorize the 5 mother sauces and probably 2 or 3 derivatives from each, okay. Your Espanol, okay, demi-glace is the top of the list, okay, of derivatives from your Espanol, okay. Okay, so demi-glace, I have it here. Okay, and then you have your tomato sauce, your Creole, your Spanish. Okay, these are your derivatives naman of your tomato sauce. And then your Hollandaise family. Okay, you have your Mousseline or Chantilly. Okay, Bernaise. Okay, these are all part of your Hollandaise family. Okay, so aside from learning the 5 mother sauces, the derivatives, you also need to memorize their thickening agent. Okay, so just to give you a quick reference lang of what's that? Ayun, okay. So just to give you a quick basis lang of the combinations. Kasi usually combination siya ng stock, flavoring, and thickening agent.
Word to your mother sauce. Ice Ice Baby. Word to your mother sauce. So in French culinary, there are 5 basic mother sauces by which all other sauces are derived. This is an endeavor, like I said, the chefs will study for the majority of their lives. It goes on and on and on and on about how many sauces you can make from one given sauce. And the mother sauces come down to basically the liquid, again, thickening agent, liquid and thickening agent for mother sauces. So, if our liquid is milk with roux, we get bechamel. A-E. A. I was right the first time. B-E-C-H-A-M-E-L. B-E-C-H-A-M-E-L. Bechamel sauce is our basic white sauce. It's milk plus roux. If we use stock plus roux, it's called velouté. Stock plus roux, velouté. If we use brown stock, and this is usually white stock, all right, generally white stock plus roux, velouté. If we use brown stock and combine it with a brown roux, and often tomato paste, we get an Espanol, or brown sauce. Brown stock, brown roux, and a little bit of tomato paste generally. Tomato paste is a thickener as well. We get Espanol sauce. If our liquid is tomato sauce or tomato puree, and for a thickening agent, we use tomato paste or puree, we get tomato sauce. The liquid is tomato, the thickening agent is tomato sauce. Bechamel, thickened with roux. Velouté, thickened with roux. Brown sauce, thickened with roux. Why don't we thicken tomato sauce with roux? Do you want starch in your tomatoes? It kind of doesn't seem to go. Like a barbecue sauce. You don't put roux in a barbecue sauce. You'd put the barbecue sauce on chicken, put it on the grill, that flour would burn like that. Tomato sauces, even though we say the thickening agent is tomato paste or puree, the thickening agent in a tomato sauce is really reduction. What reduction means is evaporation of moisture, right? Grandma, mom makes her tomato sauce, it stays on the stove all day long. And she'll say it's to combine flavors or something. Yeah, she don't know what she's talking about. It's to evaporate the moisture and condense the sauce. You take the moisture out of something, it gets thicker. So on a quiz, when I ask you what is the liquid and the thickening agent for tomato sauce, you'll say tomato and tomato. But really the thickening in a tomato sauce is the process of reduction. And the fifth mother sauce is Hollandaise. Hollandaise. Hollandaise sauce. Hollandaise. Oops, I put it under the liquid. Alright, but the liquid, the liquid is butter in Hollandaise, or clarified butter. The thickening agent is an egg yolk, and that equals Hollandaise. So butter plus egg yolks is Hollandaise. Our 5 mother sauces, these you must memorize. These will be on quizzes again and again and again and again. They'll be on the final for sure. They'll be on the midterm definitely. Milk plus roux, bechamel. Stock plus roux, velouté. Brown stock plus brown roux and some tomato paste, Espanol. Tomato puree, or chunks of tomato for that matter, along with tomato paste or tomato puree through reduction, tomato sauce. Butter plus egg yolks, Hollandaise sauce, are 5 mother sauces. Questions? Contradictions? Rebuttals? All right.
Okay, so your sauces, these are combinations of your liquid, your thickening agent. Okay, so it's a combination of those two. So you create your mother sauces. Okay, again, okay, let's just do a recap. Okay, there. Okay, so your milk plus roux. Your roux is equal parts butter and flour. Okay, you create bechamel. White stock with roux, you have your velouté. Your brown stock, okay, with a little tomato paste. Okay, and roux is your Espanol. Okay, so brown stock and roux. Yeah. Okay, brown roux is your Espanol. Okay, with your tomato, it's tomato reduction. Okay, and tomato paste. Okay, will make tomato sauce. So tomato and tomato. And then for Hollandaise, it's butter and egg yolk. So butter is the liquid, egg yolk is the thickener. You create your Hollandaise. Okay, the process of making these things, okay, you need to memorize. And then aside from these ones, you need to memorize the derivatives. So what can I get? Kasi the reason why they're called mother sauces and they're connected to stock is these are the base flavors that you will use to create other different types of sauces. Okay, so hindi lang basta-basta gawa kayo ng bechamel and then bechamel is bechamel. Okay? So you will use that to create other sauces. Like when you create your bechamel, you can actually create your mornay or your soubise, okay, or a cheese sauce out of it. Okay, but pretty much it's the base flavor. So your cheese sauce is your bechamel plus added cheese. Okay, so mabilis lang naman siya. Your soubise is your bechamel with added onions. Okay, so parang nag-add lang kayo ng nag-add. Okay? Okay, so that's part of your exam. Okay, so you need to identify the liquid thickening agent and 2 or 3 derivatives out of each of the 5 mother sauces. So in total, dapat may memorize kayo na 15. Okay, so 5 mother sauces plus 3 derivatives of each. And you have your liquid thickener and your additional flavor to create derivatives. Okay, questions? Clear naman so far? Okay, ang dami nyo bang kailangan i-review? Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Opo.
Okay, parang si Clint na kuma. Hey, imagine nyo, this is your final exam ba? Or this is your final exam. So a lot of topics will be covered. Okay. So for now, okay, I think I can pause with this one kasi medyo marami na kayo review. Focus on the kitchen hierarchy, memorize the 7 HACCP standards, read through your serve safe principles, and then you have your stocks na different types of stocks. Okay, what's the difference between stock broth and bone stock? Okay, or bone broth. Okay, so differences of each. And then you have your sauces. Okay, 5 other sauces plus derivatives. Okay, you also need to be familiar with some key terminologies. TBZ, PSC. Okay, your TBZ zone. Okay, so yun yung minention kanina. So those are part of your exam. Okay, again, your exam will be mostly enumeration. Okay, wala kayong masyadong multiplication. Enumeration. So you need to list down. So aside from memorizing it, you need to memorize the spellings of each. Okay, anong spelling na mornay, bechamel, hollandaise, okay, soubise, okay, so all those things. So you need to memorize medyo marami. Okay? That's why we will chop it up into 3 or 4, if we can, 4 reviewers. Okay, so for now, we will end here. Okay? And then I'm expecting on Thursday, okay, I will do a quick recitation, okay, for those who will be joining the review, okay, on Thursday. Just to recap lang what we discussed. So things that I will probably be asking is a position in the hierarchy, derivatives of your sauce, and you need to explain to me the different thickening agents. Okay, so I will be doing a graded recitation on Thursday. Okay, so you don't have a quiz kasi most of these are just review notes. Okay, so I want you guys to review, and pretty much my goal is everybody aces their exam kasi it's a reflection of what we are teaching online, if it's actually working. Okay, so that's it from my end. Do you guys have any questions or concerns? Okay, none. Yes, Clint, none. Jeff, none. Okay. So again, we continue our review next Thursday. Okay, so Thursday morning. Okay, that's it from my end. Thursday we will have our second round of review for your final exam. Okay, so that's it from my end. Medyo marami ba, Clint? Okay, medyo na-excite ka na yata. Okay, actually
Hindi
mahirap.
naman siya.
Nakita ko yung mga previous exams. Kahit ako nahirapan. Dami naman tinatanong. And it is all enumeration. Okay, kaya ngayon pala mag-memorize na kayo. Okay, actually kahit ako...
Mga ilang item yung chef?
Ano yun?
Mga ilang item po yung exam?
650. Okay. So, mga 650 points. Dahil ko lang. Konti lang, mga 150 items. Marami kasi enumeration. So, ang daming points na, kanyari, give the 5 mother sauces, 5 points na kagad yun. And 3 derivatives. So, that's 15 points already. Okay? Plus, thickening agent. So, ang dami yung points in one section lang. Okay? So, medyo ganun yung exam niya. Okay? Na dapat dissected and para alam nyo lahat ng details. Okay? Konti lang yung questions, pero ang dami yung enumeration. Ganang you guys need to start memorizing.
Ikaw ba gagawa, chef, na exam?
Hindi ako. Yun ang problem kasi hindi ako yung gagawa ng exam and it changes every batch. So yung last 2 batches, nakita ko na yung exam nila. Nahirapan ako sa exam na to. So medyo nahirapan ako. Ako from the teaching perspective already, nahirapan ako sa exam kasi I had to memorize everything. So when I was doing the reviewer, I was basing it from the previous exam already. Okay, so doon ako kumukuha ng questions kasi there's a possibility na around 70 or 80% of the questions will be recycled. Okay, and then 20 new questions. So I'm giving you pointers on what I saw from the previous exams from previous batches. Okay? So I cannot give you the exact, syempre, I cannot give you the exact questions, pero these are collection of questions and subjects from 2 previous exams. Okay? And ang pattern talaga is enumeration. Hindi multiple choice. Yung quizzes nyo kasi online, multiple choice. Yung nakita kong pattern for their final exam, all enumerations. And most of them are parang all or nothing. Kunwari, if you include only 4 mother sauces, hindi 4 points ka kagad. 0 ka kagad kasi you need to have 5 mother sauces. Okay, so medyo na-stress si Clinton. Kaya yan. Actually, kaya yan if you start early, if you just memorize early. And a lot of things, you just trace back dun sa ginawa nyo hands-on. Okay, how to create the stock, what's the difference of your brown stock, tapos yung colors ng roux, di ba? You have your white, blonde, and brown. Okay, may iba, kasi nakalagay dun sa ibang white, yellow, brown. So medyo -3 ka na kagad kasi hindi mo na-memorize yung tatlo. So dapat alam nyo specific on what are the different colors.
Ano yung chef? Check minus room.
Hindi kasi one question yun eh. Kunwari one question yun. What are the different colors of your roux? Okay, so kunwari isa yun. If mali ang isa, di mali na yung question mo.
Mali lahat.
Mali lahat. Kasi di mo nasabi yung tatlong colors of your roux. So yun yung mga previous examples sa previous exams. Okay, so dapat eksakto. Yung mga spelling, meron silang mga pinagbibigyan in terms of spelling. Kaya Hollandaise, kulang na isang L. Pero at least nandun naman yung you can read it. Okay, maraming enumeration. Tama ba enumeration? Mga fill in the blanks, enumeration, yung mga ganon. Yun yung mga lalabas. Okay, terms, spell mirepoix. Kahit yun siguro, kailangan pa spell, ano yung spelling ng mirepoix, na spelling ng sofrito, anong percentages. Okay, so yung mga ganong things. Okay, so starting today, you start memorizing. Okay, so memorizing. Most of the time, it's pretty much understanding the basic concepts in the hierarchy and na yung computation of your yung formula for your sauces. Okay, so if you know that tomato, Hollandaise, butter and egg yolk, tatlo na lang memorizein mo. Okay, so madali na iba. Alright? Okay, so again, we will continue with our review on Thursday. Okay, so Thursday mas complicated yung review kasi may nakita ko sa isang previous exam para sabi ko, wow, identify mo lahat to. So, I will create a reviewer for you for Thursday. Okay? So, that's it from my end. Hopefully, hindi kayo masyado nag-nosebleed and start reviewing na. Okay? So that's it. I will see you guys again on Thursday. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.